Beach Boys founder Brian Wilson regretted being blocked from band's hit song. John Mason knew that Brian Wilson needed help, but it came at a high price. Brian was in a weak mental state, the entertainment lawyer, who once represented the fragile leader of the Beach Boys, told Fox News Digital. Brian often said to me, as sad as it sounds, "I fried my brain. I took too many drugs." Brian couldn't get up in the morning without somebody getting him up. He couldn't eat healthily without somebody giving him something healthy to eat. So, the good and bad of Dr. Eugene Landy in Brian's life was that he motivated Brian to become a participant in his own life, Mason shared. But the bad part was that, as time went by and years went by, Dr. Landy expected more and more to replace Brian in the Beach Boys. Brian wasn't allowed to do anything without a Landy handler being with him. Mason, who has worked with Roy Orbison, Reba McEntire, Shakira, and Quincy Jones, among others, has written a new memoir, Crazy Lucky. It explores what it takes to defend the famous during career-defining moments. The book delves into Wilson's relationship with Landy, a psychotherapist accused of holding a Svengali-like power over him. Mason said it led to one of the singer-slash-songwriter's biggest regrets. Mike Love and Carl Wilson came into my office and said to Brian, "Hey, we have the opportunity to write a song for this movie, 1988's Cocktail," said Mason. "It's going to be starring Tom Cruise. It's really great. We'd love you to join us." And Brian was really excited. He said, "Oh, I'd love to do that." But later in the evening, Brian called and said, "I shouldn't do that. Dr. Landy said I shouldn't do that." Well, that turned out to be Kokomo, the biggest hit the Beach Boys had had probably forever. And Brian felt really badly about not working on Kokomo. When he heard it, and when I heard it, we went, "Oh my gosh, was that a missed opportunity?" Mason recalled. Mason wrote that Landy refused to let Wilson participate unless he, too, were listed as a writer on the song. However, Carl and Bruce Johnson, along with Love, refused. They went on to write Kokomo without Wilson's input. It was a decision that Wilson deeply regretted over the years. Brian is truly a giant teddy bear and genius who regrets bad decisions and lives for better ones, wrote Mason. According to Mason's book, Wilson's struggles began in 1968